and roll Chicago. Rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best you're ever around.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. How you doing today, Ray?
I'm freezing, man.
I know. What's with this weather?
I don't know. I mean, I really need something warm, man. I'm digging our July and January setup we're doing here.
Supposed to be this cold in January?
I think so. It's like the frozen tundra here, man.
Well, we've been pretty lucky, though.
Yes, we have.
Pretty lucky, and we're getting lucky today, I think.
We are. Yeah, we're getting lucky today.
Yes, we are. We're getting lucky with Ezfm band. We're talking with Terry Geraci, the keyboard player.
One of the hottest yacht rock bands out there.
Yes, they are. They're an excellent band. I've had the opportunity to work with them a couple of times, and they're a lot of fun.
You know, listening to their music, that'll warm your cockles.
I'm sure it will. Warm something. Warm something anyway.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's go see what Terry has to say.
Let's do it.
All right.
What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? Only once you're ready to hang it up.
Hey, everybody. We're meeting today with Terry Geraci from the band Ezfm. How you doing, Terry?
Good. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this cold, frigid day.
You're in our
Yes,
you're in our continuing series of trying to get some nice warm music on a cold day.
Well, you picked the right genre. Yacht rock is about as hot as it gets right now.
Yeah, yes, it is. And so tell us a little bit about the band. Tell us how you how did the band first get together?
Well, this band is actually a spinoff of another group I happen to be in, which is called Chicago Tribute Anthology. And the original 5 guys that I picked were basically the rhythm section from CTA. And we started this back up in, I want to say September of 2015. And so we're in our 5th year now, and we had a one personnel change since then. Our original guitar player, Dave Gans, who left us for a couple of years, we had to replace him with Adam Schoenwald on guitar and vocals, and Adam has done a phenomenal job. And as luck would have it, Dave came back to us as of about a year ago. So now we have the services of two great guitar players, Adam and Dave. We actually have 3 incarnations of the band. We have a 5-piece version, a 6-piece version with 2 guitarists, and we now have just started an 8-piece version theater group featuring Diva Montel on lead vocal and Mike Knopf on saxophone. So we can now, venture into the theater and bigger fish type gigs.
I see. Okay, who did I see playing guitar with you at Blue Chip on New Year's Eve?
That was Adam Schoenwald.
Okay,
that was our basic 5-piece rendition of Ezfm that you saw there.
Okay, I see. And so now you're adding another vocalist, you said, and a sax player too, huh?
Yeah, well, that's an 8-piece version of the group, and that's not going to be an everyday lineup. That's going to be a specialty lineup for when we get offered theater gigs or higher profile type venues where we can really go all out with a phenomenal female vocalist and a terrific saxophonist, that we don't employ with the 5 and 6-piece version of Ezfm.
Now, why the yacht rock? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, like I said, we started this about 5 years ago, and the idea popped into my head. At the time, there were really no yacht rock cover bands at that time. And, I got the guys together, and I told them, hey, what do you guys think of putting this soft rock, yacht rock tribute band together? And, thankfully, they were all on board with it. And, it took off pretty quickly. I mean, people really started latching on to the genre, because they were really songs that you and I and all of us really grew up with as youth. And we're probably ashamed to admit that we even liked these songs when we were kids.
Yeah.
But truth be told, they really are gems. Looking back, they're kind of like the soundtrack of our lives. If you listen to the lyrics closely, and it's kind of a microcosm of our own lives.
Right. So now, tell us about your history, though. Where did you when did you start playing, and how did you get into the music business?
Well, I originally started out as a saxophonist. I'm
really?
actually a trained saxophonist, flautist, and just general woodwind player. And I didn't finish college, but I did go to the American Conservatory of Music, and I studied under. I minored in piano there, and I studied under some real top-notch saxophonists such as Bill Sears, and then I also studied under Shelley Yolen at Triton College, and they really kind of opened the door for me in terms of opening my vocabulary as a musician. But then as time went on, I kind of developed a real affinity for keyboards. And, I won't say that I quit saxophone playing, but I certainly found a niche with keyboards where I was able to get more work and get out there and play with a wider variety of groups, and ultimately make more money, playing the keyboard. So I just, over the last, I would say since about 30 years now, I've been playing keyboards exclusively, with saxophone kind of being the secondary instrument now. So it was kind of a flip-flop there for me.
So what are some of the groups you've played with?
Well, recently, besides Ezfm, like I said before, I'm currently with Chicago Tribute Anthology, and then I do sub work with various groups throughout the Chicago metro area. I've played with a lot of classical groups in the past. Adam and I go back. I played with his group Dawn Patrol back in the late, I guess early 2000s it would be. And, I had a couple of my own groups. I had one group called Mysteries and Mayhem, which was a classic rock tribute. We did a lot of Styx, Boston, Kansas stuff you would hear on the loop.
Sure.
Back in the day. And then I've played in various Motown funk groups. So I mean, I've kind of run the gamut from rock to funk to disco to big pop power horn rock. So I've kind of dipped into a little bit of everything.
I see. So now you mentioned American Conservatory. Is that downtown Chicago, there in the Fine Arts Building? Yeah,
from what I know, from what I can glean, I believe they are no longer there. I think they've moved.
Right.
I want to say to Indianapolis. They moved the entire school, out of state, out of Chicago. So, but that was back in the I want to say like 1986, 87 is when I went there.
Okay.
And I think shortly after, or at least not too shortly after, they folded shop there on Michigan Avenue, and I believe they moved to I want to say the Indianapolis area.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because back in the early '70s, I went to Chicago Conservatory of Music, which I think was on the 7th floor, and the American Conservatory was on the 5th floor or something.
Right. Okay, yeah. Is that still there? Is the Chicago?
I couldn't tell you. I have no clue. I went there about a year, and kind of gave it up to to start playing and working.
Yeah, well, that was a good couple of years for me because I really met some top-notch players and some that I still keep in touch with to this day. So, it certainly wasn't wasted time. There's always something to be learned. No matter where you go, for your education. So that worked out well for me.
So let's go through some of the guys in the band and tell us what their history is and where they've come. Starting with how about Gino?
I met Gino with a group called Bad Aim that him and I were in. It was a rock group about 5-6 years ago. That's when I first met Gino.
Gino Perez, correct? Perez?
Gino Perez, yeah. He's
your lead
Gino's
vocalist.
A great guy, and he's a great vocalist, and he's kind of like what I would say like a chameleon. He could kind of adapt to many different voices, and that plus the fact he's a really good frontman. He knows how to engage the audience, and he's really a perfect fit for what we're doing with Ezfm. So we're lucky to have him.
Didn't he? I thought he had told me that he had some history with some metal bands or some heavier rock, didn't he? Oh
yeah. Gino's got a rougher side to him. Don't be fooled. He could bring the house down with he does Black Sabbath, he does Iron Maiden, he does Ozzy, he does all that hard stuff from the '70s. He's in another group actually called Doghouse Society that plays that genre of music, and they're a terrific band and what they do, and Gino's he's like I said, he's a chameleon. He can go soft or he can go the other end of the spectrum on you and rock your socks off. So we're lucky to have him.
That's cool. All right, who else have we got in the band?
Well, we got Reed Pauly on bass guitar, and Reed and I met when I joined Chicago Tribute Anthology back in 2009. And Reed has been a mainstay in Ezfm from day one. And not only is he a terrific bass player, but he's a fantastic vocalist. He lends invaluable harmonies to our
yes, he does.
Ezfm, as well as some real good lead vocals. And he's also a great guitarist. A lot of people probably don't know that.
Oh, really?
And he's in a couple of other groups where he's featured on guitar, actually. But he's really an invaluable tool for us. And much like Gino, we're very fortunate to have him on board.
Very good. And now you got Paul on drums. Paul.
Paul and I, we go back.
Paul Bada is his name?
History. Paul Bada is the drummer.
Right.
And Paul and I have the richest history together. Him and I go back to high school, back when we were 14 years old at the Holy Cross High School. We first met in the band program there. And I can honestly say we've been playing in bands since we were probably 15 years old, and here we are, 51, 52 now. So we've been together playing in bands nonstop for 36 years almost, together. And Paul's he's a one-of-a-kind drummer. He's a fantastic drummer, fantastic piano player. He actually teaches piano as well as drums privately.
Does he really? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he's Paul not only went to the American Conservatory, but he also graduated from DePaul University. And I believe he's got a bachelor's in music from DePaul. And Paul is he's a first call drummer, not just for Easy FM, but for many situations, whether it be rock, jazz, polka, you name it, Paul plays it.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that he had another gig that night. I think at on New Year's Eve. You guys played during the day. I worked with you during the day, running sound for you at Blue Chip. And
he had a big band gig that night with a 16-piece jazz orchestra. So
wow.
Again, that just goes to show you his versatility. You could go from playing rock to playing Glenn Miller.
Wow.
And Tommy Dorsey. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's terrific.
And then now you said David is back with you, right?
Yeah, Dave Gans has returned to us. Yeah.
And what's Dave's story?
Well, Dave, he first joined us, like I said, 5 years ago, and then he departed for a couple of years to play with the Hillbilly Rock Stars.
Oh, yeah, sure, I know them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're a well-known country cover group throughout Chicago, and he played a couple of years with them, and then decided to come back to us again. And like I said, we had Adam Schoenwald come in to take over Dave's spot. And when Dave came back, we figured, hey, let's just add him to the mix. And instead of one guitar, now we got dual guitars in Easy FM, and it adds to the richness of the sound and the overall dynamic of the sound of the group. So we're lucky to have Dave back.
And Adam?
Yeah, Adam and I, we go back, like I said, I joined his group in the early 2000s. He had a group called Dawn Patrol, which was like an 80s hair band rock group. And I had joined for about a year. And, after I left Dawn Patrol, Adam and I continued to play in groups, like I said, Mysteries and Mayhem, Arena. We were in another group called Deja Groove, which was a funk Motown group. And, I've been playing with Adam for, probably almost 20 years now, on and off. And, when Dave left, I approached Adam and asked him if he would be interested in joining Easy FM, and he was all over it, luckily for us. And he came in and he just he kicked butt. I mean, he came in and learned the parts and picked up the harmony parts, and really we didn't miss a beat, when Adam came in. So we've really flourished since he was added to the mix.
So in the 5 years that you guys been together now, have you done any original writing or anything of any music?
No, this group doesn't do any original material. We do strictly covers, and we try to stay within the yacht rock genre. We don't do any original material.
Have you recorded any of the covers or anything?
Yeah, we've got video links all over YouTube. If you search Easy FM, you'll see our promotional video that we recorded about 2 years ago. And you'll see other live clips on YouTube, as well as Facebook. We've got a Facebook page that has tons of pictures and videos and testimonials from our awesome fan base. We're one of the luckiest bands. We have some of the greatest fans and followers a band could ever ask for. They're just loyal to the core, and we're just real fortunate to have them. But yeah, you could find a lot of media of us on Facebook and YouTube, and our website, which is www.easyfmband.net. You'll see more videos and pictures there as well.
So what are some of your favorite songs of the yacht rock genre?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. If I had to pick one or two of my favorite bands in that genre, I would probably have to go with groups like Little River Band, or Ambrosia, or Player.
Baby, come back. Oh, baby, let it kind of folk sing. There was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. Listen to me. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. I was wrong, and I just can't live.
And then, of course, you got the kings of yacht rock. You got Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald, who
Exactly.
who were credited with starting the yacht rock genre in California back in the mid '70s. That's where that genre was born out of, the California area, which is why it was termed yacht rock ultimately. Because of the nature of water in the boats out there. So
I was going to ask you how yacht rock came about, but
He just answered your question.
I guess he did. Yes.
That's probably, I'm sure, a lot of people are wondering where that came from.
Yeah, it's been nationwide. It's been international, for that matter, for years. But yeah, the two guys that are the kings and I guess you could call them co-founders of the genre, are Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald. They've been credited with, giving birth to that genre. So, they're on thousands of recordings, whether it be their own material or as backup artists on other artists' albums. You'll find them, many times over. I have a lot of thousands of recordings of those two guys.
What songs did you do by Kenny or Michael McDonald? Kenny Loggins or Michael McDonald?
Well, right now our theater version of the group is going to be performing a song that featured Kenny Loggins and Stevie Nicks, "Whenever I Call You Friend." That was popular back in the probably in the late '70s. It came out, and then. Michael McDonald, every once in a while, will pull out "What a Fool Believes" from him. We also used to play "This Is It" from Kenny Loggins. We should probably bring it back. We haven't played it in a while, actually. And, like I said, people love those two guys. So the more of them you play, the better. People love those two artists, and for good reason.
So I'm sure that summertime keeps you guys pretty busy doing a lot of the festivals and places, things that are going on. But are you playing anywhere at this time?
We are kind of still in the booking season for the 2020 summer festival season. But if it's anything like it's been the last 4 years, we'll be busy, throughout the whole summer.
Now, do you do the booking?
Well, I do the booking through various agencies, and
right.
I do some independent booking, where we get the jobs, without the help of an agent. But a good bulk of our work comes through various agencies, and we play not only in the Chicago area, but you'll find us in southeast Wisconsin, northwest Indiana, and we even have a private gig coming up the 4th of July this year in Michigan. So you'll find us over a 4 or 5 state area, playing everywhere. So,
do you have anything coming up in the near future?
Well, we've got a show this Friday night coming up at Docks in Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
And that was actually the first gig we ever played was at Docks. They gave us our first live opportunity there, and it's snowballed, on us ever since that first gig. And we've got. You'll find us at various festivals. Like I said, we're in the middle of booking season right now, So you'll have to come back and check our Facebook page and our website to catch those dates. We're still kind of in the winter club scene right now, but we will be booking the outdoor festivals throughout the month of January, February, and probably into March as well. So I would, the best bet would be to come back and visit our Facebook page over the next month or two to check out our events.
Now you said that Docs gave you your break, your first gig. Now, was that something that you guys had put the band together with the intentions of continuing going, or was it one of those things where you said, let's just try it and see what happens and take it from there?
No, when we formed this band, we wanted to make this a 12-month out of the year deal, and Docs, like I said, was our first opportunity to play out live, and we just, we wanted to do more and more live playing because we were really eager to get out and see how this genre would stick with the public. Because when I first had the idea for this group, I knew the music was popular, but knowing that there were no cover bands out there playing this stuff, I wasn't sure if it was going to stick or not. And once we started rolling with the live gigs, people really started latching on to the nostalgia that this genre brings.
Right.
Like I said earlier, there's such a nostalgia factor with this genre. It just brings you back to your childhood, and people, it just it rivets people, and it makes them want to come back more and more. We get a lot of repeat customers from gig to gig, and we've built up quite a nice following for ourselves. So it's worked out nicely for us.
I was going to say you get a lot of people dancing too. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
With this kind of music too.
Oh yeah. I mean the dance floors are flooded. You go to an Ezfm show and you'll be hard pressed to see an empty dance floor. People are out there dancing, screaming, fist pumping. We even see guys wearing Harley jackets and Harley bandanas. They're in the back of the room singing.
Like you said, it's some guilty pleasures, huh?
It's a total guilty pleasure. Like I said, we got guys that they're dressed up in their heavy metal garb and they're in the back of the room. They don't want to be seen, but they're singing back there.
Yeah,
we see them. They don't know we see them, but we see them.
Now I've got a guilty pleasure for you.
Sure.
The night Chicago died.
Oh, Paper Lace, that's a great tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paper Lace was the group that did that tune. That's a great song.
Right. Oh, Paper Lace is the name of the band. That's right. Yes.
Right. Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad song for us to learn and put out there. I'm sure that would flood the dance floor.
Yeah, well, that's kind of been a guilty pleasure. Every time I hear it, I go, "Oh my gosh!" I used to say, "I can't." Yeah, I don't know if I want to turn it off or listen to it, But
right. Yeah. Well, we do a lot of one-hit wonder stuff too, in addition to the yacht rock. So, people really eat up those one-hit wonder tunes.
Well, that's what they were listening to. It kind of sticks in their head, and you bring it back once in a while, and they're like, "Whoa."
Oh yeah, the nostalgia factor is off the charts.
Yep.
When you play these tunes.
So now, what are you going to do when you play some of the theater gigs and you've got people sitting there? Now, are they going to get up and dance in the aisles?
Well, our theater debut is coming up on February 29th at the Palace Theater in the Wisconsin Dells. So to answer that question, we're going to find out. Come on out on February 29th, and we're going to find out the answer to that question. So,
I see at the Palace in Wisconsin Dells. Huh?
Correct. Yeah, February 29th.
And that's the full 8-piece band.
Right. That'll feature Diva Montal on lead vocal and Mike Knopf on saxophone, and then add the other 6 original players. from the group, and it's just a phenomenal 8-piece ensemble. It's you got to hear it and see it to believe it. I mean, these musicians in this band are just they're Chicago's best musicians, and I'm beyond blessed to have these people in this group with me. It's just really it's really fun playing with musicians of this caliber.
Well, it's great when everything meshes together, and it's fun and it feels good.
Oh God, yeah, it feels good. Without saying, it's just it puts a smile on our face while we're playing.
Definitely.
It's hard not to smile. As a musician.
For sure.
So tell us where'd you find the girl singer? Her name was Diva Montel.
Diva she is a staple throughout the Chicago area as a female lead vocalist. She does solo acts. She does duo acts. She's in other groups such as Heart the Heartbreaker, which is a tribute to Heart and Pat Benatar. I mean, you close your eyes and you go watch that group and you think you're listening to the real Heart and the real Heart the Heartbreaker. Diva's sister, Jerry, is also the other lead vocalist in that group, and she does the Pat Benatar voice. And Jerry, she's phenomenal too. I mean, she knocks it out of the park. Those are two of the most talented young ladies you'll ever hear. They're beautiful, they're talented, and that's another group. Go watch Heart the Heartbreaker if you get a chance. They're just off the charts.
Well,
and
being a sound guy, I've heard a lot of female vocalists try to do Heart and not do it justice. But so it'd be interesting to see them.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend it, Paul and Ray. Go see Heart the Heartbreaker. You will not be sorry. I mean, they have it right down to the costumes, that they wear. It's mind blowing. You won't believe it.
And so tell us too about the sax player.
Mike Knopf, he's a first call sax player throughout the metro Chicago area. He does everything from rock to jazz. He does German music. He's in a German group.
Okay.
He does where they wear all the German garb and
the Lederhosen. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. He's well rounded. There's nothing Mike can't play. He plays rock. He'll play jazz. He'll play polkas. Whatever you need, he'll play it, and he'll play it as good as anybody. So, like I said, he's a first call player, and we're lucky to have him on board with us for, with Ezfm in this theater group setting.
Well, that sounds like you got a great lineup there, Terry. And so now tell us once again, where can we find you? Where can people find you to find out where the band's playing?
Okay, well, I'll give you all the media that we appear on. We're on Facebook. If you just type in the 4 letters EZFM, you'll find us on Facebook. If you go to our website, which is www.ezfmband.net, that's our website. You'll find all our upcoming shows there. And then if you want to watch any other media of us, you go to YouTube. And again, just in the search engine, type in EZFM, just the 4 letters. And there's all kinds of promotional videos and other live clips of us there. And, if anybody is interested in booking us, feel free to hit us up either through Facebook or through our website, and we'd be happy to talk to you about potential bookings.
Well, I can tell you that I certainly enjoyed the band from the moment I heard you several years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. First time I had the opportunity to work with you and run sound for you, and I definitely enjoyed the band and loved the band.
Oh, you do a great job, Paul. Every time we know we're getting a good mix when you're behind that board. So.
Thank you. But I couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, well, we're a good team. We make a good team.
Well, thank you. Thanks for meeting with us today, Terry, and bringing some of that warm yacht rock music to this cold January day.
Well, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Ray. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, Terry.
And we hope to see you guys out at the show. And, again, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, guys. Take care.
Take care.
You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. And you know you're the one who can put out.
That was great talking to Terry. Some great insight into the yacht rock genre.
Yes, I didn't know that Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins kind of started that whole yacht rock thing.
I wasn't aware of that myself, and I really didn't realize it's been around since like the late 70s.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, I guess, but it's really coming to a head.
Fruition?
Fruition. That's the word I'm looking for.
That was my word of the day on my calendar. So
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I had to use it.
You have a word of the day?
I do.
What's your word for tomorrow?
I can't check until tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That would be cheating.
All right. Well, fruition.
Yes.
It's come to fruition.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Okay, I'm gonna look that. How do you spell that? You know?
It's kind of like the fruition of the loom.
Oh, okay. So it's like an F, not a PH.
No, it could be a PH, but yeah, I believe it's an F.
Okay. Well, you read it.
I did read
read it.
it.
It was
That's
your
right.
word of the
It is
day.
my word of the day. You know, the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Yes, it is. Yes, and apparently you've wasted some of yours, I guess.
Did you hear they legalized marijuana in Illinois as of January 1st?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
Do be it, don't be, man.
Okay.
Okay,
Enough-
we're going to a lot of editing in this one.
Enough of this silliness.
Looks like they're going to be really busy this summer, and I mean, they even got that 8-piece near orchestra-like ensemble there.
That's right. Well, like you said, it was great talking to Terry and hearing about the band and bringing some warmth to a cold January day.
That's right. I want to thank everybody for joining us for July and January with us, trying to keep everybody warm.
July in January, right?
In January,
Okay.
that's right. That's coming to fruition.
Yes, it is.
So make sure everybody keeps checking us out. Don't forget Road to Rock Radio every Monday, 6 p.m. They feature one of our podcasts. That's per the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66. Make sure you check them out. And while you're there, why don't you sign up to be a charter member? A lot of great benefits.
Sure. Sounds like fun. As a matter of fact, they're doing some work in here today as we speak.
They are. Ron Romero is right there in the corner. He looks like he's got a hammer in his hand. I hope he's not going to. Oh, wait. Whoa. Yeah, I think he's going to throw that hammer at me. Hi, Ron.
Look out, duck. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Talk soon.
Chicago.